Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Let's Get Loud podcast. This is a solo podcast episode with A. Happy Friday. How is everyone? I am great, you guys. Thank you so much for asking. I am so great. I am so locked into my wellness right now, and it feels incredible. We just had an amazing, crazy, busy weekend. I mean, not really because it's Friday, but like last weekend, just updating you guys. If you listened last week, you knew I had a busy weekend. What did I do on Friday? I feel like I had something on Friday. I had prom on Saturday. Neil and I were prom king and queen. No big deal. It was actually Neil's dream. I'm not even kidding you. It was Neil's dream. He needed that moment to be prom king and queen. Um, and then Sunday, my family came and we had turkey dinner. And Sunday, I went to a friend's for turkey dinner. So I had two turkey dinners. And then, no, that was Monday. Oh my God. Sunday, turkey dinner with my family. Monday, turkey dinner with my friends. Tuesday was my birthday. I went out to dinner. All this to say, it was a very heavy weekend when it came to what was available to me for nutrition. And I am so proud of how I showed up. And it wasn't about, I don't want to gain a lot of weight over the weekend. It was, I don't want to feel like shit. And I made the decision that I wasn't going to drink at any of these events. And it felt very good to have a good night's sleep, to wake up with clarity, to wake up having energy, to not be hungover. I grabbed a sparkling, no, I don't know if it's sparkling. It's called Atypical. It's a mocktail. You can get it from Sobeys or Superstore. I had the gin and tonic one. It was 60 calories maybe. Because listen, I love a mocktail, but I don't want a 200-calorie mocktail. And it was delicious. And I put it over ice and I had it with like in two glasses. And you know, me changing the way I show up with drinking in a social situation. So we were at a party. I don't think anyone really cares whether I'm drinking or not. But I must say, just having that in your hand, people just don't ask and it just doesn't become a thing. And if you are someone that's considering changing your habits and the way you show up with consuming less alcohol, 10 on 10 recommend you get yourself some mocktails and just, it doesn't need to be a big thing. It doesn't need to be a big announcement. Just kind of like do your thing, do your thing. I also did grab from the Wellness Exchange, which is a local, what do we call it? Hippie shop, hippie store. I love it there. I picked up a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc and it was very good. It was a little too sweet for me though. So I'm going to keep trying and I'll keep you guys posted if I find a really delicious non-alcoholic white wine. But there's actually so many options now. So all this to say, I made the choice to manage my portions, to continue to move my body, to I just wanted to continue with my momentum. And waking up Tuesday morning, sure, I was up on the scale, but it didn't matter. I just felt so proud of how I had showed up. And I just got right back to my normal routine. I am super locked in right now. My nutrition is locked in. My protein is high. I'm lifting weights. I'm on week 6 of my program right now. And I've been super consistent. I've lifted 4 times a week for 6 weeks. So that consistency is really paying off. And I want to finish this year super strong. I want to finish this year feeling healthier, more energetic than I did beginning it. And so I'm like really, really locked in and that feels really good. So kind of what am I doing? I'm making sure that I'm journaling every single day. My journal is literally sitting right here. So after the kids go to school, I sit and I spend some time journaling and just kind of thinking about how I showed up the day before, what I have on my plate today, what I'm going to eat, when I'm going to move my body. And I sit and I do that journaling. That has been huge for me because that is keeping me connected and I'm making a plan for the day. Now, my plan is pretty similar every single day. And I would assume that most of you live a pretty routine life. And coming up with, I like to call it a framework, can be such a useful way for you to lock in your nutrition and lock in your goals without always calculating it, thinking about it, counting calories. So really, I know that if I consume, four smaller meals a day, I'm going to be within, and I prioritize protein, 30 grams of protein per one of those meals. Done. I've achieved my goal. So now that I have that kind of locked in framework, it's just every morning when I'm writing in my journal, it's like, how am I going to follow my framework today? What is my framework going to look like? And so making that plan is huge. So I don't know if you guys want to know, I'm just going to tell you all the things. So basically how my four meals have been going lately is I have a Mama Tea cookie every single morning. Absolutely love Mama Tea cookies. Yes, they're expensive. I could make my own, but I don't. They are 360 calories, 21 grams of protein, but it's just like the best. And I look forward to it so much. I actually have it with my matcha while I'm writing in my journal as soon as the kids are off to school. And it's like my reward for getting to that point in my morning. Because at that point, for the most part, I've done my workout and it just feels so good. My second meal, I've been ordering from Vibrant Meals. So again, they're a local meal prep company. And listen, there's no secret in their meals. The secret is that I found a framework that is easy for me to be consistent with, that aligns with my goals. Okay, so even though I'm sharing with you guys the nitty gritty of my framework, the point is not what I'm doing. The point is that I found something that's easy to be consistent with. That's the secret, you guys. If you're trying to make impact on your wellness goals, whether it's gain muscle, lose fat, have more energy, lower your blood sugar, whatever you're trying to do with your wellness goals, if you find a framework that is easy to be consistent with, and that framework aligns with your focus, you have made it. You have arrived. And the key is to not look at other people's frameworks and just copy theirs. That's what a diet is. When you get a meal plan, you're just following someone else's framework. Maybe that one person that made that meal plan, that was easy for them. That's their meal plan. You have to find your own framework. It has to align with your own values, your own resources, your own focus. Okay. So, all this to say, I've been ordering from Vibrant Meals, which is a local food prep company. I've been getting salads, loving their salads. They're about 400 to 500 calories each, 20 to 30 grams of protein each. It's such a perfect lunch for me, or meal two, let's say, however I plan it out. And then my third meal is usually a shake. I have been really loving like the most basic shake humanly possible lately. I was doing chocolate and then I was doing strawberry. And lately I've been doing a one small banana, tons of frozen strawberries, vanilla protein powder, which I'm not usually vanilla protein powder, almond milk, unsweetened vanilla almond milk. And it's just so creamy and so good. And I find it keeps me full for so long. And then my fourth meal is whatever my family is having. And I'll have a reasonable portion of that meal with always prioritizing protein in my brain. Because my goal right now is to get stronger. That is really my focus right now. So I need proteins to support that focus. And I find that easy. Now, I also have a little dessert after. I mean, basically, out of my four meals, two are sweet, right? My shake and my Mama Tea, so I don't need a dessert after that. But my other two meals, I do really enjoy dessert. And what I've been having is a date, a little bit of peanut butter, and some dark chocolate chips. So that is a very like nourishing. There's nutrients in there. It's not as processed as like a mini chocolate bar. So that's been kind of a shift that I've been working on pretty much all this year, is shifting away from having processed dessert and going towards more like fruit and dried fruit and things, and maybe food I've made myself. So that is my current framework, and I'm crushing it. I'm taking my supplements, I'm drinking my water, I'm getting my walks in, and it just feels so good. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys that little update. And you know what? If weight loss comes out of this, amazing. But I'm not chasing weight loss. Now, listen, not going to be mad if weight loss occurs, but I'm just chasing feeling great. I actually just listened to this little, it was like a reel that was shared on the internet, and it was Miley Cyrus, and it was her talking about what was the best part of her quitting drinking. And she said that she was at 100% all the time, that she didn't need to like get ready for a show. Let's say she had an opportunity. She didn't need to like stop and get ready for it. She was always ready. And I really connected with that. And although I'm not quitting drinking completely, not yet anyway, I'm just not putting pressure on it. Sometimes I might want to have a cocktail. And I'm not saying I'm never going to have one, but I'm just choosing what feels right in that moment. Anyways, but I really connected with feeling great all the time. And when you start to have that momentum with feeling great, it's just the best. And I'm just chasing that right now. I'm actually trying to slow down my work a little bit and have a little bit of a better balance in my life. And that's been feeling really, really great. Like, Alicia, you don't have to work 24/7. You can take some time to bake, to clean. Like, I love doing those things, to puzzle, to snuggle on the couch. So I'm finding I'm in a really good place right now. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. But wow, it's not just all about me here, everyone. I need to check the time because I'm actually recording another podcast in 20 minutes. I wanted to talk about consistency. And now this follows perfectly with this conversation that I was just having is I had someone reach out to me and say, I want weight loss, but I keep not choosing it. And before I give you advice on how to choose it, I need you to I need to talk about what you're choosing. You don't choose weight loss. Weight loss is a result of your behavior. It is a result of your actions. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I want weight loss or any goal, really, I want financial freedom. I want to grow my business. I want to run a marathon. Whatever your goal is, once you've locked that in, and you know why, and that why is deeper than just I want to lose weight. I want to lose 20 pounds because I need to, because I should. That's not deep enough. I want to feel comfortable in my skin. I want to wake up with energy every day. I don't want to fight with my closet every day. I don't want to use a seatbelt extender on the airplane. Like that deep why. Okay. Once you have that established, I almost need you to forget about that goal because it doesn't matter. Then I need you to put your energy into reverse engineering it. So if you say to me, I want to lose weight, I'm going to say, great. What actions what behaviors, what actions, what habits, what lifestyle changes will have that direct result of weight loss? And I'm assuming most of you can list a million things: smaller portions, drinking less, moving more, not eating as much at night, not eating like an asshole all weekend. There's a whole list. And before you tell me I'm doing everything, no one's doing everything. No one. There's more you could do to grow your business. There's more you could do with your wellness. There's more you could do with your finances. You don't want to, and that's okay. The key is to finding the things you are willing to focus on. And so let's just like I would recommend that you did a brain download and you just wrote out every single thing that you could do that would result in less energy in and or more energy out. And then you start working on creating habits around those things. And like I said, you almost forget about your goal. Now, here's the hard part for people. Let's say your goal is to move your body every day. And right now you do nothing. Okay. Let's even make it deeper. Maybe your goal is to wake up early and move your and get a intense weight workout at the gym. Before you go straight to that, because that's just faking it, I need you to do small baby steps. So if you've identified the end habit goal, and remember, the habit goal supports your result goal. Your result goal is the weight loss. Your habit goal is consistent weight training. Then I need you to talk about the baby steps. Well, before you're going to get up in the morning and go work out, you need to get up. So I dare you to just start waking up. Do it for 2 weeks. Now, people don't want to do that because they want to make a change today and to lose weight on the scale tomorrow. Aren't you guys tired of trying that strategy? Aren't you tired of losing momentum, of stop start? It's because you're not doing it for real. You're not giving yourself permission to take your time. So you wake up early for 2 weeks. It's going well. Then you get your ass to the gym, but you don't do this really intense leg workout. You just go on the treadmill. You go on the stepper. You watch trash TV. And for a week, you get up early and you go to the gym and you do whatever you want at the gym. And then maybe on week 4, after you've been doing all of this, you start to do weights, but maybe you don't even do any weights. You just do squats. You do lunges, but you don't have any weights in your hand. And then you grow and build on that. And that is how true change happens. Habit change, lifestyle change, result change, weight loss change, which is what you're looking for. I know you are. And maybe you just needed this reminder to take your darn time and to not rush. And for whatever, like you're like, oh, my cruise, oh, New Year's Eve, I don't care. Take those timelines off. The timelines that you're putting on yourself are causing you to fail. And so if you are not being consistent, I need you to reverse engineer. So I'm going to talk you guys through it one more time. We're going to start with our result goal. So maybe your result goal is weight loss. Maybe your result goal is $10,000 saved. Maybe your result goal is that you run 10 kilometers. These are all result goals. And then I need you to say, in order to get that result goal, what are the actions? And there's no one way. There's no one way. You don't have to train a certain way. If you decided to save 10K, you can choose to make more money, or you can choose to save more money, or you can choose to do a combo. There's no one way and there's no right way. There's no best way. The best way is the one that feels most authentic to you, the one that aligns with your values, your resources, and your goals. If you already have a job and you work 80 hours a week, probably getting another job isn't a great habit change for you to save more money, but maybe spending less is, because of your personal available resources. This is why Your Way Weight Loss was created, and it was called Your Way, and it will always be called Your Way. It has to be your way. So once you find some habits that are authentic, that you want to change, you start slow. Okay? So that's the steps towards this long-term change that you guys are really seeking out. And I do want to mention 2 other things, because when people are struggling with consistency, it's often that they're trying to change too much too soon, which I already mentioned, or they're changing things that are not authentic to them, like I already mentioned. So perhaps they're like, I'm going to not have sugar, but they don't want to make that change. They think they need to make that change in order to create weight loss. Well, good news, there's nothing you need to do. There's nothing you have to do. So get rid of the shoulds. Okay? We're not shoulding anymore. And the last thing that you can do, which is the easiest, most accessible tool, most impactful tool that you can do if you are trying to achieve a certain result goal, is you check in every single day. Every single day you remind yourself, like with my journal, remember, you're working on your wellness right now. Remember, you want to dial in. Remember, you're here to have the most energy possible. That's why you're here, and that's why you're doing this. And you remind yourself of that every single day. And so if you were listening to this and you were like, you know what? I want weight loss, but I'm not choosing it. What's going on? You can't choose weight loss. What about the habits connected to that result? Why are you not choosing them is the better question. Is it because you're not staying connected to them? Is it because they're not authentic? Or is it because you're trying to change too much too soon? It's one of those 3 things, or a combination. So I hope that helped. Listen, my DMs are always open. So if you guys have, there's anything connected with you, you have any questions, you have any comments, you want my advice on anything, please go over to Instagram and send me a DM. It's Alicia_YWWL. Right now we're working in the community group with our members all on how to create habits. And this week we just focused on making it attractive. So I'll just leave you with this last thought. So making it obvious was our tip last week. So as simple as seeing it with your eyes. So let's say you decided that you want weight loss. So that means less energy in. And then you decide that you are going to attack that by consuming less creamer in your coffee. Okay. That would be your habit focus. So then you say to yourself, how can I make that obvious? How can I make measuring my creamer obvious? You put a measuring spoon on your counter, and it is as simple as that. And then, so that was last week's tip. making it obvious, literally seeing it with your eyes. This week was about making it attractive. So, how can you make this new habit of yours more attractive? Let's say you're trying to move your body. Why are you not listening to a great podcast while you do it or walking with a friend? You're trying to eat more nutrient dense food. Don't make it plain. Add delicious things on top to make it more attractive. All right. So don't forget those little tips and tricks when you guys are working at home on your habits. Make them obvious and make them attractive and stay connected to them. Daily reminder of what you were working towards. All right, everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I have a kind of quiet weekend ahead and I am pumped. I have nothing tonight. Alfie has basketball. He's playing basketball as well. Tomorrow, Alfie has double football. I have nothing. And the next day, the girls and I have a basketball practice, but a really chill weekend. I'm really looking forward to making some muffins, making some soup, doing laundry, might clean my windows. I'm going to help the kids finish off their Halloween costumes. It is going to be an amazing weekend. Okay, guys, bye.